Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the course with me again. Like what we have talked about last week, yeah. We have a discussion related with scientific writing. Yeah, this is our plan in our second meeting. Why we need to discuss this? Because later on, started from third meeting, yeah, we are going to discuss the journal titles, yeah, that has psychological topics for each meeting, yeah. But this week and also next week, yeah, uh, I will share the materials and also the sample of the discussions, yeah, for you. That's why you need not to do an analysis related with the journal yet, but you will start it from the fourth week, yeah. That's why it is important to know the basic. So the first is about scientific word itself. What is it? And why do we need to do the scientific work? Or later on, for you, this is scientific writing, yeah? And how do the scientific writing, yeah, applied during uh, the writing for your psychological topic? Okay. Now we are going to discuss about what is the scientific work. Have you ever heard about scientific? Yeah, I'm sure you have heard it, but scientific here mean about the first, yeah, empirical process. We have a very common definition, yeah. This definition represent the process of scientific work itself. That's why knowing the definition, we can know the steps and also the process of the scientific writing. You can read it. I will highlight some point. Yeah, the principle and empirical process. What is the point here is about the empirical process. Yeah, because we have empirical is about the something that relies solely, yeah, on the we can say scientific data collection method. That's why it based on the observation, yeah, experience, yeah. It mean about the of evidence, yeah, based on the real things of discovery and demonstration, yeah, considered characteristic of or necessary for scientific investigation. Then the second point is about the phenomena, yeah. If we have many phenomena related with the problem in our society, we need to know about the solution. That's why during our study, why scientific writing it's not in the beginning of the semester like semester 1 or semester 2, because in every field, for example in psychology, you need to know the background knowledge first. Jadi kita harus tahu ilmu-ilmu psikologi dulu. Baru setelah itu kita memiliki ya ini formulasi yang tepat kalau kita melihat sebuah masalah, ya. If we see a phenomena outside there related with our topics, we can have a hypothesis, ya, concerning with that phenomena. Then what is the purpose of this research? Of course, we need to analyze, ya. It means here experimentation that demonstrate the truth or falseness. Jadi kita buktikan bahwa sesuai teori atau tidak permasalahan itu bisa diselesaikan, ya kan. Tapi tidak hanya sesuai teori, tapi harus juga bisa validate. Mungkin bisa memvalidasi kalau itu benar konklusinya berdasarkan hipotesis sebelumnya. Or modified. Yeah, it can be rejected. Maybe this is false, right? It can be accepted. Yeah, if it is about the truth of the hypothesis, or it can be modified. Yeah, that's why, yeah, that validates or modify the hypothesis. So from this definition, we can know the flow of the research here. Yeah, the same points, but with the different summary. Yeah, here we have phenomena like world event, personal experience, past research findings, logic, and common sense, helping us to get the theory to work that phenomena. That's why we can create an hypothesis from that theory. For example, if we oh no, I will not talk about our journal yet, yeah, but in other topics. For example, about motivation, yeah, based on the experience, for example, and based on the research finding, or about our common sense that someone get motivated will raise his hand, one of them, yeah, in every occasion in the class, for example, in the classroom setting, and then always pay attention, yeah, do not easily get bored, yeah. Oh, that's about the theory that we have. Then there is a phenomena that want to test that hypothesis, yeah. For example, is it true that those indicators of the whether someone who got motivated is like that, blah 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 blah. That's our hypothesis based on the theory that someone get motivated will be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, then we test it in a subject. Yeah, for example, we create empirical research, we collect the data, design the study. One of them is about the setting. Yeah, for example, the setting is in Yogyakarta. They have a different culture. For example, yeah, for someone, whether he or she get motivated, he will feel shy more than other places. Yeah, maybe the theory is not accepted at all 100%, but modified based on the certain cases. Nah itu, jadi that's about scientific method related with testing the hypothesis. Nah, you can read it again, this chart, yeah, and also read it the previous definition in the previous slide. Then why, yeah, why we need to do research? Yeah, if we find why we need to do research, because we want to solve a problem. There is a problem, then we need to solve it with empirical method, yeah, with the scientific method. But if the question is about why do we write a scientific things, kenapa kita perlu menuliskannya? Kenapa perlu judulnya nih scientific work? Bukan tentang kenapa penelitiannya, tetapi kenapa kita perlu membuat scientific writing. Karena ya, kalau tadi jawabannya tentang why do we need to do the research, itu sudah jelas. Tapi why do we need to write in scientific writing? Because of first, to disseminate research finding. Jadi penelitian kita itu tujuan utamanya adalah untuk didiseminasikan. Do you know what is dissemination? Spread out the result, spread out the finding. Di semua keilmuan, in any religion, ya, everything about knowledge, ya, is not to be kept. Jadi ilmu itu kalau disimpan tidak akan berguna, ya kan? Makanya itu perlu didiseminasikan. Seperti hasil-hasil penelitian. ya kenapa kita perlu menuliskan itu in a scientific way. Ya. Contoh, apabila ada permasalahan tentang misalnya penyakit kanker, ya kenapa kita perlu menuliskan? Ya supaya kalau ada temuan tentang penyakit itu sudah ada obatnya, kita dapat atau orang lain yang mengalaminya itu bisa sembuh, bisa dunia kedokteran misalnya ya bisa mendapatkan tambahan pengetahuan tentang itu, tidak hanya disimpan oleh si peneliti tersebut sendiri. It is not to be kept just only for the researcher him or herself. That's why the first major point is to disseminate, ya. Whether this result is about the new policy. Jadi research finding itu apa saja, tidak hanya tentang produknya itu benda, tetapi bisa ya new policy, kebijakan bisa, psikologi misalnya, hal seperti motivasi itu bisa mempengaruhi kebijakan ya. Oh jadi saat memberikan reward, misalnya gaji ditambah ya, raise the payment, dan decrease the working hours. Oh it can influence the employee performance. Nah mungkin ada penelitian itu mempengaruhi sebuah policy ya in a certain company. Then about method, the product is about method. Then about the product itself, like in psychology we have kind of testing ya, itu bisa produk dari hasil penelitian. Dan about the theory ya, teori itu sangat sulit ya, temuannya ini biasanya berdasarkan para ahli ya, the experts. Then the second reason is to get input from the reader or users ya of the finding. Kalau kita simpan saja di perpustakaan, tidak ada yang baca, tidak ada masukan, tidak ada perkembangan dari penelitian itu. That's why to get input from the reader. So if we write something in a scientific work, ya, somehow we write down our email address. Nah, atau dalam in a presentation, maybe we keep our number there. Nah, itu bisa untuk to get input. To provide practical or theoretical novel findings or to implement for the relevant researcher. Jadi kalau kita menuliskan, itu kita bisa menerapkan, lalu itu bisa dijadikan acuan oleh peneliti-peneliti lain. Nah, selain itu yang penting itu novel findings. Novel here is not about the literary work, ya novel bahasa Indonesia itu tidak. Novel here is about the kebaruan ya, the newest thing about problem, about solutions, about method. Nah, itu. Jadi, bayangkan saja, kalau di sebuah penelitian, misalnya dalam psikologi, penelitiannya hanya tentang ini, misalnya, tentang anoreksia saja. Atau dalam kedokteran hanya tentang panu saja, kan? Tidak ada perkembangan, ya. There is no development or progress if we got a certain or different problems related with medical things, ya. For example, the other like cough, ya, or virus, or bacteria, ya. Or in psychology we have another problem, ya, instead of anorexia. For example, how about dyslexia? How about this one? That's why. So this is important to provide the novel findings. The same topic, same setting, the different year will be different. Makanya itu penelitian yang sama, teorinya sama, masalahnya yang hampir sama, tapi ini 20 tahun yang lalu dengan sekarang di tempat yang sama, it will be different. That's why ya, that's the third reason. Okay, then how of doing it? Nah, this is very simple ya. We write it and we disseminate it with scientific research investigation. Caranya sudah ada dalam definisi tadi, in the previous definition ya, yang teman-teman bisa baca di slide ketiga dan keempat tadi. Okay, then next is where and what. Yeah, we can do the dissemination for our scientific work in the thesis or dissertation report. Ya, kalau S1 itu skripsi atau apa namanya bahasa Inggrisnya? Ya, this is thesis. Kalau S2 kan thesis, ya, that's Indonesian terms. Ya, the terminology is thesis in bahasa Indonesia. But in English, we have undergraduate thesis atau bachelor degree thesis. Selain itu ada master degree thesis, ya, atau graduate program thesis. Nah, dissertation is for the doctoral degree, ya, postgraduate. Tuh. Kemudian ini bisa juga melalui jurnal. The journal, ya, journal and proceeding. Do you know what is the difference between journal and proceeding? Yeah, it will be one of our forum later on, ya. Okay, but from this point, we can get a highlight keyword, yeah, journal and proceeding of conference or seminar. So you can define about what is proceeding later on, yeah. Okay, then instead of the formal setting like in journal, proceeding, and thesis, we can disseminate it through mass media publication, or we can say popular scientific work. Yeah, it can be magazines, yeah, like forum, newspaper. Now in the some portal, yeah, website. Then we can have it orally, yeah. We can have an interviewing through electronic media like TV or radio. Now we have podcasts, yeah. There are some samples of having dissemination here. Then after knowing why and how and where, we need to know the standard of writing. Yeah, we do not talk about mathematics, we do not talk about other fields, yeah, but we talk about social setting. In social setting like me, yeah, I'm from language, the other from psychology, then maybe from management, yeah, or in bahasa from humaniora, ya, socio humaniora, we have EPA, American Psychological Association. Jadi ini acuannya, ini nama, ya, standar penulisan. EPA format, if you find it in a MS Word, or you have those kind of citation, yeah, in the reference from Mendeley or Zotero or something like that, yeah, we have EPA, whether it is manually or already programmed in the MS Word or something like that. Yeah, that's why the EPA format is the official style used by the American Psychological Association. Yeah, that's why it is not just for psychology, like what we have read here. It can be in education, it can be in social science. Yeah, that's why. Here is one of the suggestions too. If later on you want to send your result of your research, means writing your scientific work, you can send it your paper, ya, to Scopus Journal which has impact factor. Nah, nanti apa itu impact factor? Impact factor itu adalah, ya, the percentage, the probability of our journal to be read by the reader. Jadi kita seberapa besar, ya, presentasi jurnal kita terbaca. Tuh. Biasanya kalau sosial itu masih sedikit rendah, ya, dibandingkan dengan eksakta, karena we have pembagiannya, we have so many topics related to social science. Okay, that's just a brief information about impact factor. Yeah, here you can read about the basic of an EPA format essay. Yeah, it's very common. Once again, this general format will be applied differently later on, ya, with the simple changing in every journal format. Jadi nanti tergantung format penulisannya juga, ya, tetapi secara umum kita mengacu ke EPA, nanti formatnya seperti ini, ya. There should be a uniform margin at least 1 inch at the top, bottom, left, and right side of your essay. Double spaced, nanti ada bla bla bla, ya, seperti running head dan sebagainya. Nah, berikutnya, selain itu, ini ada aturan penulisan ya, yang ingin kita bagikan adalah sections ya. We have 4 key sections in the EPA paper. Biasanya terdiri dari a title page, an abstract, the main body of the paper, and the last is reference section. Jadi we have title, an abstract, the main body, and reference ya. The most spent time is about the main body ya. Itu nanti karena ya kontennya di situ. I'm so sorry, a bit sick. Then we have the further information related with the title page and also the abstract. Jadi kalau abstract itu di sini biasanya no more than 150 to 250 words. Semakin sedikit semakin mudah atau sulit menulis abstrak itu? Semakin sulit, because we need to think more how do we write for example 10 or more pages into 150 words. That's why we need to know later on and also practice writing an abstract. Mungkin setelah terakhir nanti ya, awal-awal nanti kita belajar menganalisis sebuah jurnal psikologi. Oke, this one ya, the main body. Kalau abstraknya tadi nanti kita bisa besok ya kontennya, how to write an abstract. The main body mostly will consist of introduction, nanti itu latar belakang dan sebagainya, beda dengan format thesis ya atau nanti dissertation. Ini lebih singkat ya, kita singkat introduction, little bit the research background, research question ya, the purpose of the research, then the scope of the research, something like that, then previous research that make our research is special, unique than the other research ya, done by the other researchers. Nah, kemudian ada the method section. Ini seperti bab 3-nya kita ya. We have the methodology, the instrument used ya, the variable, the instrument used, to know the mapping of our research ya, with the theoretical framework. Kemudian di situ kita bisa siswi juga di tentang teori-teori yang kita gunakan ya. Kemudian masuk ke analisis result section and discussion session. Usually the result section will consist of our data ya, selected data after those steps. Then we have to discuss it, not just by provide raw data, but we need to combine the theory, the data with our analysis ya. That's why we use our background knowledge about it. Okay. Then the last is about the reference section. Ya, kalau sekarang mudah karena sudah ada misalnya seperti Mendeley, Zotero seperti itu, automatically if we want to change our reference ya, our citation style, we just change it in with MLA or using APA or something like that ya. Okay. Those tips ya can be done later on in the meetings after this ya. This is how to write an abstract, and the rules can be read, you can read it ya. Okay. The problem found so far usually about the method, and in English about the tenses used. Biasanya karena mengacu ke contoh-contoh itu biasanya kalau menulis proposal kita lupa atau teman-teman lupa untuk mengganti tensesnya. Karena kalau tesis itu kan sudah selesai dilakukan, biasanya memakai lampau ya. Tetapi dalam proposal kita harus merubahnya because it's not done yet. ya. It's still about the future tense. Jadi itu harus diubah, jangan dibuat lampau. Ya, that's the important things. The note that need to be highlighted. Ya, okay. That's the brief points related how we do scientific work. Mean about scientific writing. We need to apply our analysis related with the parts of the scientific writing in the psychological topics. Yeah, you can read it by yourself. So sorry. You can have the topic related with the previous one. Besok minggu depan akan saya berikan salah satu contoh dari jurnal yang sudah ada ya. Kemudian teman-teman akan bersama dengan saya kita bahas bersama-sama. Oke, I think that's all about today's meeting. Ya, you can read the materials, you can rewatch the video. Ya, then you can keep in touch. Ya, in the e-learning forum. We will meet again. Ya, next week. Thank you very much for being here, having present for the meeting. Once again, next week, you need not to do something to be submitted or something like that. It'll be from me. Nanti besok kita diskusi bersama-sama tentang contoh jurnal ya di awal. Jadi teman-teman masih belum mengumpulkan sesuatu terlebih dahulu ya. You can have your time to watch the video, to read the materials, then to elaborate ya your knowledge from other references. Thank you very much. See you again next week. Goodbye.